challenge for our business, if we want to continue to grow our business, is actually to go out there and find other markets to make it, to be able to grow.
It's probably going to be slower by not using a New Zealand company who's done the hard yards to knock on the doors overseas.
But it's all about networking off that, the bulk, and maximising the resources of sitting there and going, well, if Gallagher's have a really good team of guys in the United States, then getting them to help Farmworks and vice versa. I mean, we know we're near in that size of someone else, but to use that as an example where those things are now starting to happen, they just didn't happen before.
I think what brought Muriel to my table was the work we did on an anthelmintic resistance. They came up with the structure that was finally put in place, which is they take the trading business and I kept the development business.
Well, one option for us is to grow by merging and or acquiring companies that are in related spaces, so that you can share distribution networks and share offices overseas.
I was at a point where I either had to become a real big company, hire general managers, HR people, all the structures that went with growing a business. The size of it was getting to the stage where I had to start putting a lot more staff on and taking a lot more responsibility.
Start dealing with people who are about your own size. You're wasting your time if you go to somebody too big. It won't be important enough to them. Go to somebody who will enjoy dealing with you. They'll have similar aspirations and similar backgrounds, and both your businesses will grow together.
Obviously, you've got to balance that up with what you're doing internally, and and focus on taking the product range that you've got that'll fit into the right markets overseas.
We are collaborating with several New Zealand companies. The pitfall of collaboration with a New Zealand company is that they don't really necessarily know that overseas market any better than you.
The argument for export is always the levelling out of your business over a 12-month period. If you're selling seasonal products, or you do need the Northern Hemisphere to offset that business.
In the end, you really want to be dealing with the local overseas directly, particularly in technical products.
There's a huge amount of value around actually fronting up in that market and working alongside a distributor. The customer just sees a huge, they get a huge buzz out of that. They know that you see the market important, you're prepared to get off your butt and get out there and join them on the land.
Also, the developmental type projects require regular contact and regular travel. So I do tag along because quite often we're making capital decisions in front of the customer, and I can on the spot say, yeah, we'll commit to that.
Things will keep still happening in New Zealand. I think the pity is we don't have enough companies that make that next step. And that's the step to grow.
We're not about to sit back and just say, oh, we're happy with what we got in the local market. If we do that, we'll die.